Alright, let's dive into something that's been blowing up in the Philippines lately, and no, it's not a new viral dance trend. It's solar energy. But here's the kicker, it's not just about saving the planet. It's about saving money. And that, my friends, is what's driving this massive surge in solar panel installations across the country. So, let's break this down. First off, the hook. Did you know the Philippines has some of the highest electricity bills in the region? Yeah, it's insane. And when you combine that with frequent power outages, you've got a recipe for frustration. Personally, I think this is where the story gets really interesting. It's not just about being eco-friendly, though that's a bonus, it's about survival. People are literally installing solar panels because they're tired of getting ripped off by their electric bills. Take Edwin Salas, for example, a shuttle bus driver who just got 20 solar panels on his roof. He's not doing it to save the polar bears, he's doing it to save his wallet. And honestly, that's a perspective I can get behind. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Philippines is now China's second biggest buyer of solar panels. Let that sink in. A country that's been struggling with energy costs is suddenly leading the charge in solar adoption. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just a top-down government initiative. Sure, the government has a target of 35% renewable energy by 2030, but the real push is coming from everyday people and businesses. It's a bottom-up movement, and that's what makes it so powerful. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a clear example of how financial pressure can drive innovation faster than any policy ever could. But here's the thing, it's not all smooth sailing. The upfront cost of solar panels is still a barrier for many. We're talking $3,000 to $5,000 for a typical household system. That's a lot of money, especially for middle-class families. And then there's the red tape. Approvals for metering and grid connections can take up to 8 months in some areas. 8 months? That's ridiculous. In my opinion, this is where the government needs to step in and streamline the process. If they want the solar boom to continue, they've got to make it easier for people to get on board. What's really striking, though, is how quickly things are changing. The Middle East conflict, for instance, has made the switch to solar an urgent decision for many. One CEO compared it to being a bullet factory during a war, demand just skyrocketed. And with solar panel prices plummeting, it's becoming an even more attractive option. I mean, think about it, malls in the Philippines are already powering half their energy needs with solar panels. That's not just a trend, that's a revolution. But here's the bigger question. What does this mean for the future? Personally, I think the Philippines is on the cusp of something huge. With only 0.5% of available roof space currently equipped for solar, the potential for growth is massive. Imagine if every home and business could generate its own power, no more sky-high bills, no more outages. It's not just a dream, it's a possibility. And if the Philippines can pull this off, it could be a blueprint for other countries facing similar energy challenges. So, what's the takeaway here? In my opinion, this solar surge is more than just a response to high bills or a global conflict. It's a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. People are taking matters into their own hands, and that's something we should all be paying attention to. What this really suggests is that when the stakes are high enough, we're capable of making massive changes, even if it's one solar panel at a time. So, here's my question for you. What's stopping your country from doing the same? Let me know in the comments below.